So we're going to do something a little different here. Misticanza is a typical salad that you would find on an Italian dinner table, but we're going to add a little citrus to it today. And I'm going to use grapefruit and oranges. So here we have a nice thick grapefruit. And if you didn't want to use grapefruit, you could use oranges by themselves, or you could make just the dressing for this and keep the citrus fruit out. You could just do an oil and vinegar dressing. So this is pretty pulpy, this particular grapefruit. You want to get all of that off because you don't want that. That's got a lot of bitterness. So you go all the way around the fruit, taking off all of this white pith. So once you have it all trimmed up, then you can cut it into segments. So let me get rid of this because we don't need this now. If you wanted to make grapefruit peel, you could. And then over a bowl, you want to go around and take out the segments, you see? Just like that. Go underneath with your knife and just get those segments out. And you want to do this over a bowl, of course, because you've got all that juice. Now you're going to save this core because you're going to use that in your filling. So there are our grapefruit segments, and I also cut up an orange. So there's a blood orange. So grapefruit and blood orange, and then with perfectly clean hands, I squeeze out all of this juice. Really want to get that out because that's going to be part of your dressing. There's a lot of flavor there. So that's the orange. And here's the grapefruit. And it's a really juicy one. Now you want to start this early in the day because you want to marinate the fruit segments in this marinade. I do this for about 30 minutes, and you can do it right at room temperature. You don't want to put this in the refrigerator. So there's the grapefruit juice. And then we want to add some olive oil. And here you want some extra virgin olive oil. So a little extra virgin olive oil goes in. And of course, you want some salt in your dressing. A little salt goes in. And I use a little white vinegar. You've got acid already in the citrus, so you don't want too much. Then what you do is you pour that over the fruit slices. And just let that sit around. Mix it around with a spoon. And just set it aside for about 30 minutes. That's all there is to that. We did some ahead of time. And let me show you how this goes now. Here they are, already marinating. I'll show you how that looks. And you see how beautiful they look. So now we can put our salad together. So here's how it goes. You get those greens. You get out a nice salad bowl. Let me get mine for you. And you take all of those mixed greens that are so nicely washed and dried, and you put them in your salad bowl. And then you take these fruits and you put them over the greens. This is just too pretty to look at. Nice and refreshing. So get the segments in there. And then you want to just give this a very light toss with some of this dressing. You know, now you got to gauge this because you may have a lot more dressing than you need. You can always save this for another salad, but you don't want to soak these greens. You just want to lightly coat them. And then you give them a beautiful toss, trying not to break up those segments. You may want to correct the seasoning with a little bit of salt. So that's the misticanza with citrus.